Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope you are doing well. And are you just doing your study also or not? You are doing because you people are very good students. So let's see what we are going to do in this lecture. This is the fifth lecture of the same chapter, that is water or water. So today we will come to know that why should we need to store water and where should we store water and what happens because of less and excess amount of water. So first, why should we store water? As you people know that water is very important for all and every living beings. In the previous lecture, we have read about the importance of water and you came to know about that water is important for us for the various purpose from our daily routine. We need water for drinking, for bathing, for cooking, for washing utensils, washing clothes. Plants also need water for cooking their foods. They get the water by irrigations, as well as the animals also need water. So just suppose what happens if the availability of water is just finished from the earth. It will be quite difficult to live on the earth, or we can say that nobody will be able to survive their life. Means there will be no any kind of living beings on earth if there will be no any water. So when there is a scarcity of water, we need to store it. Where should we store water? Now the question is that if water is important to store water, then where do we store it? So now we are just coming to know about that, in which things we can store water. Here you can see that this is a utensil which is covered with a lid. Okay, we can store water in these kinds of utensils. We can store water in the covered and clean containers. We can store water into water bottles. We also store water into water jars. You have seen at your home also. We used to store water in it. We can store water in the large and big containers. We can also store water in tanks. At your home also there will be a large and big tanks in which you just store water and you work your whole day, daily access what daily works which are just for which water is required. So we store water in tanks. We also store water in cemented tanks. These kinds of tanks are made near the fields. The farmers used to store water in these kinds of cemented tanks so that they irrigate their plants. Alright, we can store water into the pots made up of soil. Now, the another point whatever we are going to study, that is what happens because of less and excess amount of water. Students, as you have read already that water is very important for us and you have read about the sources of water also. So just think about that. If there will be less amount of water on the earth, what condition will be there? And if water is present in a very large amount or the in excess amount on the earth, then what condition will be happen? Okay, if there will be the scarcity of water, then too much rain causes the flood. Means if the excessive amount of water will be there, then what happens? It will convert into flood, while no rain cause drought. Okay, so these are the two main conditions which can occur because of the excessive flow the excessive amount of water can cause flood, and due to the less amount of water, drought can be caused. Now, what is this condition? This is drought. This is caused because of the less amount of water. Okay? If there will be the less amount of water, the people will not be able to get the water for drinking and for other various purposes. So it will create the difficult for the living beings also. Flood. It is caused due to the excessive amount of water. If flood will come, it destroy the houses as well as the properties, the crops, or things, as well as the human beings, lives of the human beings also. So it is very destructive when flood comes, and this flood comes because of the excessive amount of water. Actually, it is a natural calamities, we can say that. So students, we have to prevent these kinds of things. Now we have discussed most of the things from this chapter.